She was afraid the handsome black doctor would judge her. But then he said, "Your heartbeat is beautiful, just like you are." At that moment, she realized this man saw the truth inside her, not the mistake she had been running from for years. Dear viewers, before we begin, do like this video, subscribe, and tell us where you are watching from. Your support helps us share more stories like this one. Emily Parker sat in the waiting area of Riverbend General Hospital in Chicago, holding her side with one hand and gripping the chair with the other. For 3 days, the pain had crawled through her lower stomach, sharp and steady, and each hour felt worse than the last. She had tried to stay home because hospitals scared her. They did not scare her because of needles or machines. They scared her because they came with questions, history checks, and memories she had tried to bury for 5 long years. Memories of her past arrest, her past mistake, and the man who suffered because of her lie. A nurse stepped out from a hallway. Emily Parker. The voice was calm but firm. Emily stood slowly. Her legs felt weak. She followed the nurse, a young woman with bright eyes. "I am Nurse Chloe. Come with me, please." She walked fast but spoke kindly, and that helped Emily breathe a little easier. Inside the examination room, Nurse Chloe checked her temperature, blood pressure, and oxygen level. She did not force small talk. She only said what was needed, and Emily liked that. It gave her space to control her fear. "The doctor will be with you soon. He is one of our best, so relax. You will be fine." Emily nodded, but her stomach turned with fear. She lay back on the bed and stared at the ceiling lights. Her hands trembled slightly. She tried to breathe slowly, but the pain made every breath sharp. The door opened softly. Emily turned her head. Her heart sank. The doctor was young, early 30s, tall and confident. His skin was warm brown and his eyes were gentle. His name tag read Dr. Marcus Lewis. The moment Emily saw him, fear shot through her. Not fear of him as a person, but fear of something else. She feared he would read her chart and see the truth about her past. She feared he would judge her. She feared he would hate her. She feared she deserved that hate. "Hello, Emily. I am Dr. Marcus Lewis. I understand you have stomach pain." His voice was steady and calm. He washed his hands, then sat on a small stool beside her bed. "Yes, lower right side. It got worse today. Fever, too. Any nausea or vomiting?" "Some nausea. No vomiting." "All right. I am going to press on your stomach. Let me know when it hurts." His hands were gentle, but when he pressed the lower right side, a sharp pain shot through her. Emily gasped. Tears filled her eyes. "That tells me something important. I believe you have appendicitis. We need to run some tests to confirm it, but I am almost certain you will need surgery tonight." "Surgery?" Emily whispered the word. It scared her. Not because of the operation, but because surgery meant he would know everything about her. Her past would be opened like a file. "I know it sounds scary," he said quietly, "but this is a common surgery, and you came in before the appendix burst. That is good. I will take good care of you." Emily swallowed hard. "Dr. Lewis, before anything, you should know something about me." "I already reviewed your chart," he said gently. "I know your medical history." Emily froze. Cold fear ran through her body. "Then you know what I did 5 years ago. You know I hurt someone. You know why I went to jail." Dr. Lewis put his tablet aside. His face did not change. He looked at her with calm eyes. "I know you were part of an incident that caused serious harm to someone. I know you faced legal consequences. I know it is written in your file. But right now, you are a patient in pain who needs help. That is what I see in front of me." Emily felt tears roll down her face. She took a shaky breath. "The person I hurt was a black man. I lied because of fear and prejudice. I ruined his life. He was innocent. I do not expect forgiveness from anyone, especially you. I understand if you do not want to treat me. I deserve that." Dr. Lewis moved his stool closer. Emily's heart pounded. She expected anger, judgment, or cold silence. Instead, he spoke softly. "Emily, I became a doctor to heal people. I do not heal only the body. I try to heal the whole person. I know what you did was wrong. You know it too. You served your time. You went through programs and therapy. You have been working to change. That matters. The past is real, but so is growth. Emily wiped her eyes. How can you look at me without hate? Hate does not help anyone. It does not fix anything. Right now, you need care, and I can give it. That is my duty as a doctor and my choice as a human being. He handed her a tissue. May I have your consent to continue with the tests and, if needed, the surgery? Emily nodded. Yes, thank you, Dr. Lewis. Marcus, he said softly. When we talk like this, you can call me Marcus. Emily took a slow breath. Thank you, Marcus. I am Emily. Good. Let us get you the help you need. Nurse Chloe returned and wheeled Emily out for imaging. Emily watched Marcus walk beside her for a moment, speaking to another nurse, and something in her heart shifted. She had feared judgment, but instead she found compassion. She had expected anger, but instead she found calm strength. She had prepared herself for hate, but instead she found grace. She had no idea that this moment, this night, and this doctor would change her life in a way she never expected. The test results came back quickly. Emily was already shivering under the thin hospital blanket when Marcus walked toward her bed with the chart in his hand. His face was calm, but firm. Emily, the scan confirms what we suspected. You have acute appendicitis. We need to operate now. If we wait, it could burst, and that would be life-threatening. Emily nodded without speaking. Her throat felt too tight. The fear of her past had already drained her strength, and now the fear of surgery pressed down on her. Marcus placed a hand on the railing of her bed, steady and gentle. You did the right thing by coming here. We will take care of you. 2 nurses prepared her for surgery. They placed an IV, checked her vitals again, and rolled her stretcher toward the operating room. The hallway lights passed over her like slow flashes, and each flash made her chest tighten. She tried to breathe, but her mind kept going back to the moment Marcus said he read her file. He knew everything. He knew about Jason Reed. He knew about the lie that ruined a man's life. Yet he still treated her with kindness. Inside the operating room, Dr. Linda Foster stood with Marcus. She was older, with silver hair, and a sharp, focused expression. As she adjusted her gloves, she spoke quietly to Marcus. This is the Parker case. Yes, he replied. Straightforward surgery, but she has a lot of inflammation. Linda nodded. Her eyes softened slightly. I saw her file too. Rough past, hard choices, many mistakes. Some of the staff are talking. Marcus kept his eyes on his instruments. Preston. Linda sighed. Robert Hayes always has something to say. Ignore him. Just stay focused. Emily heard their voices in fading pieces as the anesthesia mask moved closer to her face. Marcus stood beside her, his voice low, steady, and warm. Emily, we are going to take good care of you. Count backward from 10. 10, 9, 8. Her eyes closed. 7, 6. Everything went quiet. The surgery was smooth. Marcus removed the inflamed appendix, checked for any sign of rupture, and worked with the focus that made him one of the most respected young surgeons in the hospital. Linda stood by him, watching his steady hands, nodding at his skill. When Emily woke up in recovery, the room was dim and quiet. Nurse Chloe adjusted a monitor beside her. Welcome back, Emily. The surgery went well. You will be sore, but you are safe. Emily blinked slowly. Her vision was blurry at first, but she saw a figure standing near her bed. Marcus. He flipped through her chart, then looked at her. How do you feel? Fuzzy. Did the surgery go well? Perfectly. We removed the appendix before it burst. You will need rest, but you will recover fully. Emily felt warmth rise in her chest. Thank you. You saved my life. I did my job, he said simply. Now your job is to rest. Over the next 3 days, Marcus checked on her often. At first it was brief. A check of her vitals, a question about her pain level, a reminder to sit up slowly. But soon, their conversations grew longer. On the 2nd day, Emily sat upright in her bed, holding a cup of water. Marcus stood beside her, checking her chart. You look better today. I feel better, she said softly. The pain is still there, but I can sit without crying. That is progress, he replied with a small smile. Emily looked at him for a moment. Her heart thudded. Marcus, why were you so kind to me? You read everything. You know what I did. Most people would turn away. Marcus pulled the small chair closer to her bed and sat. His voice was low. Emily, I have seen many types of people. Some never change. Some pretend to change. And some truly change through real work. Your file shows you have been working for years. I respect that. Emily stared at her hands. I caused harm to someone who did nothing to me. A black man, Jason Reed. She whispered his name. He came to the bank to open a business account. He reached for papers, and I panicked. I pressed the alarm. I told the police he threatened me. It was a lie. A horrible lie. They hurt him because of my lie. His life was never the same. Marcus listened quietly. Emily continued. I went to prison. I lost everything. But I deserved it. When I got out, I worked with a program that helped me face what I did. I met Jason during our sessions. He forgave me, but his forgiveness does not erase his pain. Marcus placed his hands together. Forgiveness does not erase pain, but it shows his strength. And your change shows yours. Emily looked at him, tears shining in her eyes. Do not understand why you could look at me without anger. Because anger makes people blind, he said gently. Healing requires clear eyes. You are trying to be better. That matters to me. That night, Emily lay awake, staring at the ceiling. She replayed his words again and again. She had not felt worthy of kindness in years. She had not felt seen without judgment. She did not know what to do with the warmth growing in her chest. On the third day, she was strong enough to walk slowly around the room. When Marcus came in for his check, Emily stood by the window, holding the railing. You are improving, he said. Trying? She replied. Thank you for helping me feel safe. When she sat back on the bed, Marcus placed her chart aside. Emily, your surgery care is almost complete. In 2 weeks, you will return for a follow-up. After that, your case here will be closed. Emily nodded. All right. Marcus paused. His next words came carefully. When you return for that follow-up, I would like to ask you something. Not as your doctor. As a person. Emily felt her heart jump. Ask me what? He gave a small smile. Ask you to have coffee with me, as two people talking, not doctor and patient. Emily stared at him, confused, surprised, nervous. You want to have coffee with me? I do, he said softly. Only if you want to, of course. Emily felt warmth spread through her chest. Yes, I would like that. Good, he replied. Rest well. I will see you in 2 weeks. He left the room, and Emily sat still for a long time, holding her blanket. She came to the hospital scared and ashamed. Now she was leaving with something she had not felt in years. Hope. 2 weeks passed slowly for Emily. Each day she felt a little stronger, but her mind stayed full of questions. She kept thinking about Marcus, about his calm voice, his kindness, and the moment he asked her for coffee. She wondered if he meant it as a friendly gesture or something deeper. She also feared the moment he would see her again and change his mind. She feared he would look at her and remember what she did 5 years ago. She feared she would walk into his office and see disappointment in his eyes. When the day arrived, Emily dressed carefully. She chose simple jeans, a clean blue shirt, and a small necklace her sister Sarah had given her right after she came home from prison. Sarah had hugged her and said, "You will rebuild your life, one step at a time." Emily touched the necklace and took a slow breath before leaving her apartment. At Riverbend General Hospital, she walked into Marcus's office, nervous and shaking slightly. He looked up from his desk, and the warm smile on his face eased her fear. Emily, good to see you. She returned a shy smile. Good to see you too. He checked her healing gently, asked a few questions, and wrote notes on her chart. When he was done, he placed the chart aside and looked at her, not as a doctor, but as a man who had been waiting for this moment. Your healing is perfect. You can return to normal activities, but take it slow. Thank you, she said softly. Now? He said, standing a little straighter. I have that question I promised to ask. Emily's heart beat faster. She tried to stay calm. Would you like to have coffee with me? Not here, but outside. As two people getting to know each other, Emily felt warmth spread through her chest. Yes, I would like that. Good, he replied gently. How about Saturday? There is a coffee place on Maple Street. Maple Street Coffee House. I know it. I can meet you there. She left the hospital with a smile she had not worn in years. Saturday arrived, and Emily walked toward Maple Street Coffee House with careful steps. She kept touching her hair, adjusting her shirt, trying her best not to appear nervous. When she entered, she saw Marcus sitting at a small table near the window. He wore a simple gray shirt and dark jeans. He looked relaxed, and the sight of him made her heart soften. You came, he said warmly. Of course, she replied, sitting across from him. They ordered coffee and sat quietly for a moment. Then Marcus leaned forward slightly. So tell me about the Emily of today, not the Emily of 5 years ago. Who are you now? Emily breathed slowly. I work at West Haven Public Library. I help children find books, and I read stories to them. I love that job. It gives me peace. I feel like I can do something good there. Marcus nodded. That sounds meaningful. Did you always want to work in a library? No. Before everything, I worked at a bank. It was just a job. I did not care about it. Prison changed me. I had to face who I was. I had to ask myself who I wanted to be when I came out. Books helped me. Reading helped me. When I got out, I studied and became a librarian. That shows strength, Marcus said softly. You rebuilt yourself. Emily looked down. My mother and sister helped me, but my father did not. He was the one who taught me the prejudice that led to Jason Reed getting hurt. He was angry at me for getting caught, not for lying. I stopped speaking to him. It was the only way to grow. I am sorry you went through that. Do not be, she replied quietly. Cutting him off helped me heal, helped me see the world clearer. She took a breath. What about you? Tell me about your life outside the hospital. Marcus smiled. I grew up on the south side of Chicago. My mother, Patricia, raised me and my brother. She worked hard, and I wanted to make her proud. Becoming a doctor was my dream since I was a boy, and she supported me every step of the way. Emily listened closely. She admired the softness in his voice when he spoke about his mother. Do you ever face racism at the hospital? She asked gently. Marcus gave a calm nod. Yes, even with my title, people have assumptions. Some patients question my skill before I even speak. Some colleagues hold quiet bias. I have learned to move with grace, but I do not pretend it is easy. Emily felt her eyes sting. I am sorry. I was once part of the problem. You are not now, he said softly. That is what matters. They talked for almost 3 hours. They spoke about work, childhood memories, fears, and hopes. Emily felt something growing inside her. Not guilt, not shame, but connection, real and honest. As the sun began to set, Marcus looked at her, his voice soft. Emily, I enjoy talking to you. I enjoy who you are now. She took a breath. I enjoy talking to you too, more than I expected. Over the next few months, their bond grew. They met for dinner, walked around Lakewood State Park, and sometimes watched movies in Emily's apartment. Marcus never rushed her, and Emily felt safe with him in a way she had never felt with anyone. But life did not stay peaceful. One afternoon, Marcus stepped into the surgeon's lounge at work. Dr. Robert Hayes stood near the counter, arms crossed, eyes sharp. Marcus, we need to talk about your new friend. My personal life is not hospital business, Marcus replied calmly. It is when your friend is a former patient with a criminal record. Hayes smirked. You can do better than a woman who nearly destroyed a man's life. Marcus felt anger rise, but he stayed steady. She has changed. Your opinion does not matter. Hayes leaned closer. You are being used. She wants redemption. You are her proof. Think carefully. Marcus walked out without another word. But the damage was done. Emily faced her own trouble. One morning, at the library, her father stormed inside, shouting, You are dating a black doctor. Have you lost your mind? Emily froze. Children looked up from their books. Jenna, her coworker, stepped forward. Sir, you need to leave. Frank pointed at Emily. You embarrass this family again. First prison, now this. Security escorted him out, and Emily collapsed into Jenna's arms, crying. That night, Marcus arrived at her apartment the moment she called. He held her hands. "Your father's hate is not your burden. You broke that cycle. You are not him," Emily cried harder. "What if people think I am using you?" Marcus lifted her chin gently. "Let them think what they want. We know the truth. Emily, I choose this. I choose you." Silence filled the room. Soft, warm, full of truth. Emily took a breath. "Marcus, I love you." Marcus pulled her into his arms. "I love you too." They held each other, knowing their journey had not been easy, but it was real. It was honest. It was growing into something strong. Their story was just beginning.